Have you landed on the ground yet?
Yes.
Look at yourself. Do you feel like you have a body?
No.
What do you feel like?
Like energy. No body.
Do you have any shape to the energy or colors?
Like an opal. Pink and blue and green.
Within this energy, do you feel more feminine, masculine, or both?
Feminine.
Look all around you. What is it that you're doing here?
I'm observing.
What are you observing?
I'm observing nature. There's birds in the trees. There's a lizard on a stump. There's a worm in the grass.
Does this make you emotional?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I miss it.
What is it that you miss?
The peacefulness. There's no fear or anger. Just peace.
It sounds so beautiful.
It is.
Besides the animals, is there any other type of animals you see there or any other life?
There's a horse. No, it's not a horse. It's a unicorn.
Describe to me what this unicorn looks like.
She's female. She's white. She's beautiful. She has a long tail and a long mane. Beautiful blue eyes. She has a horn coming out of the top of her head.
What color is the horn?
Blue, yellow, pink, and green. It's sparkly, it glows.
Does she have any wings?
She has something, but I can't tell what it is.
Does she have any symbols or anything that is recognizable within her?
She's telling me harmony. I think that's her name.
Beautiful. Thank you. It's an honor to meet you, Harmony. Would you allow for Harmony to speak through you?
Yes.
Beautiful. Would love to be able to speak to that unicorn there, that unicorn there, beautiful unicorn. I'd like to speak to you now, please. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for speaking to us. We love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Thank you. What is your connection to Deanna?
I'm her guide.
How is it? Go ahead.
I'm always with her.
How is it that you guide her throughout life?
She sees my horn. It's a beacon. So she follows the right path.
Beautiful. Are you with her every life?
Yes.
Why is it that you chose to be her guide?
A connection from long, long ago.
Would you be able to share with us? We know that some people have guides and angels and unicorns and so on. How does this connection actually begin?
I was in a different form. We were together. And I created this form so it would stand out, so that she would know it's me.
Do you mean that you were together as in you were one once?
Yes.
Okay.
She shares. We split. She left part of her soul with me.
Mm-hmm. Would that mean that she is you and you are her?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Was this created in a time where the soul began, or at what time?
When the earth began.
And what dimension are you at?
8.
Mm-hmm.
8th dimension.
Are you, as a unicorn, able to come in and out of different dimensions besides the 8?
Yes, I can travel.
Can you share with us, please, how it is that you travel?
I do it through my mind. I think it, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Do you fly or float?
I fly. I do have wings.
You do have wings. Can you tell us how your wings look?
They're white. They almost have a feathery texture.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I give her a lift.
You give her a lift. Mm-hmm. Oh,
I
is
take
that?
her upon my.
You said you take her. You broke up.
Yes.
Say that again.
I take her on my back.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I give her comfort. I take her other places than where she's at.
Mm-hmm. Are you a part of those experiences that she has felt where she goes to different places that look similar to Earth and she feels calm?
Yes.
And would you say that some people or a few or many have unicorns in this existence?
Yes, many people have unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have fairies. There are many symbols.
You have symbols?
Yeah. Yes, symbols.
Where do you have symbols at?
I think this symbol. I know what she's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I send her this symbol so she knows that I'm there. It's a circle. Inside that circle's colors,
Mm-hmm.
like a ball.
And when you send her those symbols, what does that do to her?
Calms her mind.
It's beautiful. That sounds very much like something that we do with aura, with symbols and balls, spheres. Thank you. And you mentioned that you do travel from dimensions. What are some of the dimensions that you could travel to and from, and the highest and the lowest?
I've been to 9. It's godlike. It's lights, music. And I've been to 2. And happiness. Lots and lots of turmoil. Lots of negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And people aren't nice.
In 2, you said?
2.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you would be doing there in the 2 dimension?
Weeping. Watching and weeping.
Hmm. Why? What is the purpose to that?
When I helped create, I didn't know it would be like that. I thought it would be different. I anticipated happiness and there's wars. People are starving.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want it like that.
And can you explain the 2D? Because we've only heard of the 3D. What is the 2D?
It's dark. There's mountains. There's just too much hate, too many problems.
Mm-hmm. Is there a physical form there? Or is it an energy?
No, there's physical form.
There is? Would you say that the 2D would be a representation to the lowest that a three-dimensional physical existence could be at the lowest point?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I know it pains you and it is hard for you to go there and weep and help. But thank you. We humbly thank you for your service. How about you tell us some of the prettier dimensions, the happier ones? Can you tell us about those, please?
The third dimension can be happy. There's a big difference between the second and the third.
Mm-hmm.
The third also has turmoil and unhappiness, but there's also happy and light. The fourth is the transition.
Is there any place or dimension that you could say is your most happiest place?
Between 7 and 8.
What is there?
7 is files and files and files and rooms. So much information. So much beauty and light and colors. There's beautiful flowers. There's so much information. And 8 is so spiritual. I like to go between 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to stay? I don't want to come back here.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Any other message you have for her today?
I'll always be there. I'm a part of you. We're one.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. It really has been a joy and an honor to speak to such a beautiful, pure soul as you are. Thank you. May I please speak back to her now?
Yes.
Thank you. Love you. Now, we're speaking back to you there, that energy, that opalescent, colorful energy. This place that you are at, is there anywhere that you want to travel to? Anywhere you want to go?
I want to leave. I want to adventure.
Let's go on that adventure. Go ahead and travel. You're able to travel within a thought form very fast. Just a thought form away. Go to wherever it is that you want to travel there to now. You are there now. You are there now. Tell me what you see and sense.
There's light. It's coming from several sources. Several moons.
Are you? Go ahead.
Where I'm at now, the terrain is rough, but I can see lights in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling home.
You feel alone?
I feel I'm at home.
In your home? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You said it has several moons?
Uh-huh.
What does the sky look like?
Dusky. Not bright. The air is thick, but it's easy to breathe.
Are you still that energy?
Yes. But I feel like I have a body. I feel like there's some type of form.
Look at your form. What does that form look like?
I'm thin. My legs are longer. My fingers are long and thin. My head has no hair, but I can tell I'm female.
Mm-hmm. How about your eyes? How do they look?
They're blue. They're big.
Do you have a nose and ears?
Slits for ears. A small nose. But it's not for smelling.
What is it for?
It's for sensing.
Are you wearing any clothing?
Something silver. Thin material.
Is there any shapes to it? Any symbols on the clothing?
I don't see any.
How many fingers do you have?
4.
How many toes do you have?
4.
Is there anything you're carrying?
Scepter?
Describe to me the scepter.
It's metal, but it's kind of a dull metal. And it has a ball-like thing on the end that my hand goes right up to. The ball has colors, but they're not bright. Just almost a dull rainbow. Arcturian.
What is Arcturian?
That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
In Arcturia.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, what do you feel that you're doing here? Walk around, look around. What are you doing here?
Scientist.
What are you studying there?
Communication.
Communication with who?
With other people. You're looking for ways to decipher what people are saying. Lots of waves and lots of radio waves and so many planets.
Are there different languages?
Yes.
Could you explain to us what some of these languages maybe look like or sound like?
Some don't have sound. Some are mental. Some you can sense. Some that you can hear. Some that you can just feel.
And tell me, what are some of the ways that you work with communications in the areas that you do? Give me an example.
We have machines. We sit at desks. There's many of us. There's a council.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important to communicate. Very, very important.
Go ahead.
We talk, we discuss, we use our machines, our computers, but a lot different.
What are these machines for? What do you use them for?
We put in all the information. We continue to put information, more information, the waves, the sound waves, and then we're able to communicate.
You're able to communicate through the sound waves and the machines? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the ways that these communications help? What do they do?
We form a bond. We form a council. We form with other planets, with other beings. It's for the good of the whole galaxy, for the whole universe. There's been a lot of tragedy, a lot of tragedy. We've had to take people from other planets. We have to be able to communicate with them. There have been planets that have burned, been destroyed. We have to take them and we have to be able to help them.
And tell me, what is causing some of this destruction, as you mentioned?
Things hitting their planets, asteroids. Sometimes it's whoever's living there. They don't take care of it. But most of the planet's people have survived. There's still remnants. We try to help them. We try to keep their culture, try to keep their, I don't know the word, so their ways don't die.
Mm-hmm.
We're a good planet.
Your planet helps other planets in this manner, then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what dimension are you in there as this council?
7.
Mm-hmm. Is there a number to the council that you are?
12.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to describe to us what is it that you all look as? You describe how you look. Does everyone look like you, or do they look different?
They look the same, except for the areas where people have formed a village, but that's not really what it is. We've given them areas so they can live their way of life. But we all look the same. From my planet, they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
But we're a happy people. We're conscientious. We care about other places. We care about the earth.
Do you work with this earth here that we are from?
Yes.
Is there any other earths that you work for? Is there any other planets that are like Earth?
Yes. They're a long ways away. Earth is our focus right now.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, why is it that you all are focused on this particular Earth right now?
It houses special places. It's important to the universe. It's a project. But there are other places, there are other planets that also, there are other people, other civilizations that are trying to help. Some not trying to help.
Can you tell us a little more about those places that are trying not to help?
They want the earth destroyed.
What's the purpose to that? Why?
Their fear of how it might change their way of life, their existence.
Mm-hmm.
Because the earth has a lot of potential. There's so much learning here, there's so much growth. And they're fearful of that. There's a lot of activity from other planets. So many trying to help, trying to communicate, trying to instill goodness in people, in the human race.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me in some ways that perhaps the ones that are trying to not help and destroy the planet, what do they do to the Earth to try to lead it that way?
They infiltrate into people's minds. They try to create wars and unhappiness and hate, anger.
Mm-hmm. How do they infiltrate people's minds?
People let them in. It's almost like they want to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it gives them power. It's a lot of negative energy.
We see that a lot, especially you can say even those who are partially awakened or awakening. We see that how there's a lot of infiltration with the mind, perhaps being told the wrong information, channeling the wrong information, healing someone in a harmful manner where it's infringing on their energy. And what advice do you have as the council member that you are for those people who perhaps are not, say, following a pure intent of love?
Be careful when you're dreaming. Your thoughts at night before you fall asleep. Don't open yourself up to all the negative thoughts, because that's how they get in. You've opened your mind. They're able to plant seeds of negative thoughts, negative feelings of hate towards other people, even family, even the family.
So is that one of the places that we're the most open, you can say?
Yes, at night when they're dreaming.
And this deepest brainwave of the delta, they are very open, so they can easily be infringed upon and given false information.
And they do it slowly. One negative thought, one mean thing, one little thing that they do. The next day after they wake up, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse. And it's like this circle of thoughts. It's a pattern. And that's how they live their life. Eventually, they live their life.
Yes. This is something that the council that I speak to as well has me often talking about, and how it is one of the biggest and heaviest infringement upon humanity, that people are not realizing that this is going on with them. Thought forms holding them back.
It's all the thoughts. It's all of what you think, even when you're not dreaming. It's all day. It's always.
I know there's I'm not sure if people really understand how easy it is to implant a thought into someone. Would you be able to explain to us what that kind of looks like? If, say, there is, let's give an example. Say there is, maybe we can use a similar example to, say, me. Say there's a healer that is developing a healing modality like we developed here. Are you familiar with the A.U.R.A hypnosis? As the council there, you are? Okay. So we are manifesting and creating this hypnosis, and we know that it's a hypnosis of healing, of love and pure intent to help the person who we are healing achieve their highest potential of a healing. So that person, whether it's someone like me or even a person who is just trying to create anything, like perhaps put a group together, create any healing modality, what are some of the things that can occur? You can say, like we were talking about thought forms and negativity. How would that person, say, be addressed from the people who are trying to stop that?
Your energy rubs off on them. There's energy around all of us. It's that energy that makes them feel different. It's not getting into their head, it's just the feeling they have, that glimpse. And sometimes it just takes that little seed and it gets magnified the more they're around it. And they're drawn to it. But it can happen the opposite as well. But it's the energy field that people can feel who has a strong positive energy that radiates from them. That's what's going to change. That's what's going to change people. If enough people are like that, if enough people are sending out positive energy, it will change. It will change this world. And it helps in groups, big groups, to pull their energy together.
Yes.
Becomes very, very strong.
And if you could explain a bit of a transformation that occurs, as we have so many people who are awakening and are looking to help humanity. I think this is a really important, strong message for them so that they won't get lost along the way. As if when we look upon other spiritual leaders, perhaps some of them have been talking about, the mysteries of the world or the universe. They've been talking about this information maybe for 10s, 20s, or 30 years, or even some of them just a couple years. When you look at some of them, their energies, as you mentioned, are not emanating, the majority of them, as I talked to the council, are not emanating this vibration that you're speaking of, where you're emanating that love. So what are some of the ways, why is it that they're at that point, and what are some of the things that we could, perhaps watch out for when we're trying to help humanity in a heart-based?
Are you worried about the negative influence?
Yes, it seems like so many of them get lost, if I may be honest with you. They start off with a good intent sometimes, then they get lost along the way. And
Because
Mhm.
it's egos. It's egos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a competition.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like a company or a corporation. It's like the president of that company has so much influence on the tiers that go down and down and down.
Mm-hmm.
It radiates. It just radiates all the way down, all the way to the lowest employees. It's the same with anybody. It's the people that we respect, that we love, that influence us the most. It's the people that we admire, even throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
And so many good people, the things have gotten turned around. Sometimes it wasn't meant to be like it is. I think we force people to do things by creating fear. People are afraid, so they do things that's not genuinely in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the leaders, all it takes is them to just radiate love. It's like a tether. It's like something coming out of them that latches onto people and then pulls them back in. I think love plays a huge, huge role in it. There's so many people in this world that don't feel love.
Mm-hmm.
In really divine love. I think if we just send out that cord and attach to people and bring them in and bring them into your heart, show them love and compassion, show them what really emotions are, what it feels like to be loved and to love somebody.
Yes.
I think it'll change. I think it'll change.
Beautiful. Thank you. And if I may ask, who am I speaking to right now?
Name is a J. J. Sure. It starts with a J.
Okay. And are the other pronunciations not able to be pronounced through human language?
No, I can't pronounce it.
Okay, very
I
good.
want to say Jaredite, but that's not it. That's not what it is, but it's similar. But it's a J.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And what is your connection to her here?
she's my baby. I've been assigned to her.
Mm-hmm.
Just been assigned to her.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes she walks in my path. Sometimes I walk in her path.
Mm-hmm. Are you of this Council of 12?
No,
Okay.
but I'm close.
Mm-hmm. Are you like a representation to her higher self?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Welcome. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank your higher self for being here and giving us such beautiful messages already. Thank you. Now, how does this work within the Council of 12? You are the higher self and to her, and then there's a Council of 12. What's her connection to the Council of 12?
She's part of the Council of 12.
Okay, so there is a fractal of you
Yes.
in the Council of 12. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Is there a way that we'd be able to speak to this Council of 12?
I'm not sure.
The hair there in the Council of 12?
I think that would be possible.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, higher self. If we could now speak to the her there in the Council of 12. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Can we please speak to you now?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Love you, honor you, and respect you. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Can you please describe your surroundings for us?
There's benches. The room is round. There's a dome. The benches are made of stone. And there's there's 3 to a bench. We sit in a circle.
Is it just the 12 of you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people, but there are others, but they're on the outside. They stand on the outside of these benches. But there's others. I can see others that are part of it, but not the council.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning.
They work with the council?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And can you describe to me what some of these council members look like, please? And what do you look like?
Thin. I have long fingers and long toes, and I'm dressed in silver.
Are you the description that was explained earlier? With the
Yes.
4 fingers and 4
Yes.
toes? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the other council members, how do they look? Do they look like you?
The one next to me doesn't. No, none of them look like me.
Mm-hmm.
The one next to me has a longer head, a longer face, bigger eyes. The one across from me, she's long. She's very, very tall, very long silvery hair, very thin. The eyes are wetter. I noticed that are different. Everyone's eyes are different.
Mm-hmm. Is there male and females in this council?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There are males as well. Some have hair, some don't have hair, some are stockier, some are thinner. Some have just a little bit of hair on the sides.
Do any of them have any type of animal features?
One.
I
I see one.
What does that look like?
Reminds me of an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Or beadier eye. It makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Uneasy.
And he's part of this council?
Yes.
Does he look like a reptilian type of human?
Yes.
Okay. And why does it make you nervous?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I trust him.
Why do you think that he's part of this council then?
Because his race, He needs to be heard. We need to know what they all are thinking and what plans they have.
And he's able to share these plans with you?
Some of them, but I don't think all of them. I think but we need to have his input.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Mm. Why is it this specific race that you're focused upon?
What race is it we're focused on?
The one you said that he is, the reptilian humanoids. Why are you focused on that race and needing to know what they're doing?
Because they have a huge influence on the earth right now. They're in the waters.
What do you mean they're in the waters?
They're living in waters. They're living in our oceans.
His kind are living in our oceans?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What are they doing in the oceans?
They're observing.
They're able to live in the water?
Yes.
Do they have Mm-hmm.
But they don't look like people. They don't look like what he looks like. When I look at him sitting at the council, they look different. They look more like an animal.
What kind of animal?
Like an alligator. But with a long tail. But they can form any way. They can form in different ways. They don't all live in the water. There are people there. They walk among people. They walk among the humans.
Do they shapeshift? Or do they have technology?
No, they shapeshift. Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of scientific background. They have a lot of knowledge about the universe. But they're very influential as far as our scientific knowledge. They work in planetariums. They work in environmental research, especially at colleges,
mm-hmm.
where they do research, a lot of research there. There's a lot of them there.
What do you mean they work? Like, are they the employees there?
They are.
Are they like the teachers? Or some managers?
Yeah, some of them have high positions, some are just learning.
And they're really these alligator type of reptilian beings, but they have human forms?
Yes.
Okay. Do they ever accidentally shapeshift into what they truly are?
Not in front of other people.
Mm-hmm. They're really good at disguising.
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. They can see each other sometimes.
Mm.
But they go by the feeling. They go by the knowledge that person has. They can sense that they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to see it. They can sense. And they all gravitate. I think that's why they like the scientific field. They're very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me uneasy. They make me uneasy. Make me feel nervous.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. You're protected. Would you say that they are the ones that have come up with some of our teachings that being taught in the schools?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not accurate. They're not always accurate.
Mm-hmm. You said that they're very influential. How are they influential?
Because they write books. These books are being studied by students.
Mm-hmm.
They're journals. They're things that are written that people are studying, and that's why That's why they think what these scientists are putting down and writing down and putting in journals and in books that's being taught in the colleges, being taught in the schools.
Do any of them go into spirituality and write books there?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Their minds are scientific. Their minds are, it's either black or it's white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to influence them.
Is there, as you the council there, is there a name for this race?
Sounds kind of like a raganoid.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with an R, but it kind of sounds like raganoid in my head.
There's a race that we call on Earth called Draco, reptilians. Are they affiliated to them or are they different?
No, they're affiliated.
Are they the same or a little different?
I think they're different.
Mm-hmm.
They're not completely different. I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. You're doing great. And besides, you said that they don't write books, but are they able to influence others with thought forms? If, say, someone's writing a spiritual book or channeling something spiritual, can they influence others in that manner?
No,
Not
they
them.
don't have that ability.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there some reptilians out there who of these type of races that can influence others telepathically through thought forms?
They can influence their own race. They can influence with their thought patterns. They can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
But their main influence is by science. It's by experimenting. It's by writing and putting it in their journals. It's not. They don't have the same abilities that we have.
Mm-hmm. If you could check with the council, is there any reptilians of any races out there that if a person, say, is working from an ego, like we were talking about earlier, or with a lower maybe vibration like fear, or looking to perhaps be accepted throughout humanity, or these lower type of vibrations, can any of these reptilian races influence them telepathically by giving them false information, or how does this work?
No, they don't give them false information.
Mm-hmm.
The council is saying that they implant people, but it's not through thought, it's through devices.
Okay. So if someone has an implant within them, then that's how they're able to implant the wrong thought forms information?
Yeah, that's exactly how they do it.
Okay. So then the person has to have that implant first so that they're able to do it.
Right.
Okay.
But they also, if they read, if they study what they've written, if they really intently believe what they've written, they can be influenced, but they can't be directly influenced by mind. Like they don't radiate waves. They don't have anything around them. There's no like energy field that radiates thoughts or kindness or love or even anger. Nothing. They can't communicate. They can't impose themselves that way.
Mm-hmm. How about like a technology? Can they send a thought form and a brainwave through a negative technology, through a, I don't know, computer, phone?
Yes.
So that is a form to send.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Any other information you have for us that we would need to know about this race that you're talking about? Or these races?
I just want to say that Most of them are good. Most of this council and who they represent are good.
Do
I
you,
think,
do you mean the Council of 12?
yes.
Oh, okay, so the majority of them are good. They
Yes.
just have that one?
I just feel the one. I just feel the one that's not. But I don't think that they will succeed. They won't succeed.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many things. I think that there was a lot of influence long, long ago,
Mm-hmm.
but not today. Not today. I don't think they're influencing like they had thought.
Mm-hmm. Good. Do you have any other messages for, as the Council of 12 that you are, for humanity?
Be prepared. Prepare yourself. There's big changes that are happening. They're going to happen. There are already things that people are starting to acknowledge. Just be prepared. There'll be a lot of people who will have to leave this earth. They'll be scared, but if they're prepared, you won't be afraid because it's for the better of the planet.
What do you mean that they're going to have to leave the planet? What do you mean by that?
This planet won't house people that aren't here to progress, that aren't here to be spiritual, that aren't here to do good, to have an open mind to the things of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Those people won't be able to live in this environment because it will change, and there will be so many things that happen that will come to light, that the truth will be told, and some people won't be able to deal with it, and they can't live amongst those that are open.
And where is it that they would go? Those people that can't deal with it.
Different planets. Some will live in a dimension that's low. Some people will live in dimensions that they won't be able to recognize the earth as it is. They won't recognize humanity, and they won't recognize kindness or love. They'll just live in darkness and in a place that I don't, in a dark place where there's very little happiness.
So those would be the people who you can say are more negative polarized or in their ego?
Yes. Some people will be able to go to live in different planets. They'll have different opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And those people who would go to the dark places, how would they eventually come out of there?
It's hard. It's going to be hard for them to come out, but they can. They will be able to. They'll have other opportunities. But the earth will be changed. They aren't going to be able to come here and decide that they want to change. They have to change prior to being able to come here again.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a process that they're going to have to be true to themselves. You can't live here amongst the people that know and love and are kind. There's no faking it. There's no ego. There's no.
Mm-hmm.
You have to progress to that level before you'll be allowed to come. But there'll be people that will come, the people that will see.
Mm-hmm.
They'll want to live, and they'll get glimpses of what it's like to live a happier life and to be kind, to be loving.
Mm-hmm.
And those people will turn towards the light.
And would you say that those are the people who would not be able to come in? Would it be just because they weren't able to graduate from their ego and turned into a service to others, a high percentage of love for others?
Yes.
So they weren't able to, say, overcome and graduate from the ego. Okay.
And I think when you live here on this earth, you're progressing. We're allowed to progress. We're allowed to learn. We're allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed many opportunities. And once those opportunities have gone by, it's going to be a lot more difficult. It's not going to be a learning process anymore. It's going to be just living in peace, and there's not going to be any graduating to another stage. It's not going to be the way it is today. It's not going to be where you have opportunities. Those opportunities you have to take now before you come back.
That makes sense to me. I know it's a sense of, for me as a healer that I work deeply from my heart, I feel this really strong urgency to help others remember to also work from this frequency of love. So I feel as, to remind them to save themselves for their own savior. And I don't want them, I feel that, I sense it, I know it, I'm communicated that this is not what we want for them to go to these dark places or have to go relive somewhere in the 3D, in another perhaps place or whatever planet they're going to go to. Because this was one of their biggest opportunity to evolve from.
Right?
Okay.
We're all given so many opportunities, and many of us choose many lives. And we're here to learn, and some people just aren't progressing like they should. But it's people like you, and many others in this world that have an influence, that, and it's not just the one person you see or talk to, it's ripples down. One person becomes hundreds, thousands, and millions, and that are influenced and feel love. And it's going to take a lot of people like you.
And does this go back to the original where you all were speaking of how there's so many out there that want to instead destroy the planet or keep people, from not graduating, we could say? Does that go back to that?
Yes. There were people that were meant to have influence, whether they're not of this world, not of this earth, but they're planted here to help. There's people everywhere in every walks of life, in every area of this world, to have influence. And some people will be influenced and take that advice and be humble, and there'll be others that will turn their backs. Those are the people that are going to be struggling.
Thank you. I feel, sense, and see all that you spoke of. Thank you. Is there any other messages that you'd like to give us before I speak to her higher self? Council 12.
Again, they say be prepared. Influence people to be prepared, mentally prepared.
Thank you. Thank you. It truly has been an honor to speak to all of you. You, the Council 12. And if I can explain, how did this transmission occur? I know that you're there with the other 12. Could they hear us talking, or was this just between us?
They can hear you.
They could hear us. And they could also, that one that you don't trust could hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
he doesn't it doesn't influence him.
Well, my love to him. And thank you for your aid. Does he have a message for us?
I just see blackness around him. He's not He's not saying anything.
Okay.
It's like he's deep in thought, but no communication.
I understand he has black around him. There's got to be some kind of light for him to be assisting us in some sort of way. Do you see any light in him?
There's some light in his eyes.
In his eyes?
Yes. I think he's fearful of being defeated. I think he's fearful of that, and maybe his race will change.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just think that it's a very important role that he has there.
It is a very important role.
Very important role. So I wanted to give my recognition to him for playing this role.
Okay.
And to understand that we are humbly thankful and love him and honor him and respect him for that, please. And any time that he wants to spread more light within him, it is there just within a thought form away.
He's acknowledging you.
Thank you. My love to you, brother.
He's looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
He's in very deep thought, but he's looking at you.
Good. Thank you. And he heard everything I said?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. We love you. Are we done with the speaking to the Council of 12?
Yes.
Good. And this council member there, if he needs any assistance throughout the session, if he would like to spread more light within him, do let us know. We are here to help him if he would like that.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. It has been an honor to speak to you. Love you, honor you, respect you. Council of 12. May I now please speak to her higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. If I could please speak to her higher self now, please. Higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. I know that you hold all the records to Deanna's life. Thank you for showing us all the information you've given us so far. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Wonderful. Can you tell us, why is it that you took her to that life where there was where she met the unicorn?
She needed to know that a part of her exists in another dimension. That's important. That this is scary. This is frightening to be here. She just needs to know there are others who are helping her and guiding her and will always be with her.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Is there any other information you want to share about that 2D the unicorn spoke of?
No, just have an open mind to letting that unicorn in. Just be open.
Mm-hmm. And the Council of 12. Why did we connect to them today? Anything else we need to know?
The Council of 12 controls the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It controls every aspect.
Is it the Council of 12 that works with the Divine Mother, the 13th key?
Yes.
Okay.
There was something you needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't with her, it was with you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, thank you for honoring me with that message.
You're welcome.
So she would be a member of this Council of 12?
Yes.
And then in this council, was there any angelics there as well?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where would the angelics rank among this Council of 12? Not that there's a ranking, but that's the only way to communicate.
Higher? They're higher. They're more spiritually influential.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the spiritualness to it. They bring the higher form of thinking.
Would you say that they kind of oversee the Council 12?
They do.
Okay.
And they do that with just their feelings. They mentally instill things in the council's minds. They're always hovering over. They're always a part of that council. Whenever the council meets, they're always there, always.
Mm-hmm.
They keep peacefulness to the council. It's like they form a barrier from the outside with their beings.
And those other people around them were part of the council that also work with them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And are they a multitude of different races working together in as much harmony as possible?
Yes. There's a multitude.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these council represent not just their own planet, they represent a multitude of planets, a multitude of galaxies, a multitude of areas of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So those individuals are also there.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. And how does the Divine Mother intertwine with them?
She's source.
Mm-hmm.
They
Does
all
she
have
have?
they
Go
have
ahead.
respect for her. They have the utmost respect.
Does she have any type of? Does she ever take any type of like a form for them?
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't take a human form. She doesn't take an alien form. It's more of you can see you could see her eyes. You could see it's like a free flowing form, but they know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And they always feel blessed when she's there.
Mm-hmm. Would it be like an energy form?
It is. But you can see it. You can see it. But it's all white. It's all white.
Mm-hmm.
Very little, maybe a little bit of color around, but and it's like this free flowing, like almost like what we would call a ghost here, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. She's not a ghost, but that's the only thing I can like associate with it. She's just
Like an essence of energy?
like an essence,
Mm-hmm.
but it visually see it.
Yes. And you say you could see her eyes? How do her eyes look?
Just clear and beautiful and full of love and kindness, and you could just feel her, and her eyes just speak of all the love she has for every living thing, no matter what they've done. She just exudes this love.
Wonderful. And when is it that she comes and visits them? Does she ever um, try to guide them or help with this council?
I don't think she helps with the council. I think her essence creates a peace. I don't think she says anything. She just creates it's an atmosphere that she creates when the council gets together.
Mm-hmm.
They know she's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a feeling. It's not, she doesn't get involved. It's just her essence is there. It's the atmosphere that she creates for the council.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay. Now, higher self, I would like to begin the body scan at this point. Can you begin the body scan, or do you need any Archangel's aid?
No, I don't need aid.
Wonderful. Begin her body scan now from the top of her head all the way down to the bottom of her body. Scan for any negative energies or entities, anything that is holding dense within her that we need to heal now, please. Tell me what you find.
Something in her chest.
Let's go ahead and scan that area. Scan the area. Now, what is there?
Circulatory system.
Let's find the root to the issue of the circulatory system. Where is the root to why that created? Can you find it?
Her heart's not beating normally. It's not pumping normal.
Mm-hmm. What created this blockage?
It's hereditary.
Mm-hmm. It is hereditary at times, though some of these things hold to a type of energy blockage. Is there nothing else there besides being hereditary that's causing this? Like an entity, an implant, anything like that out of not organic of her?
No implant.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and search for when this began, this hereditary energy within the heart. What manifested that and created that for that family?
Goes back generations.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother, her grandmother. Was the way of life. It was their way of life. It was the stress. It's just been carried down from generation to generation.
Can we heal it, please?
Yes.
Good. Can you begin the healing now?
Yeah.
Can you find the root to when it began of these generations, and let's heal that now, please. And again, along the way, let us know if you need any assistance from the archangels. And you, as the higher self or council member the higher self that you are, is there a galactic race you are of?
A galactic race?
Yes. Do you have any type of race that you would place yourself in?
I don't know.
That's okay. Are you able to find when it began?
3 generations back.
Good. Go ahead and start that process now, please, of the healing.
May I have some assistance?
Yes. Do you mean archangel assistance?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Who would you like for us to call upon?
Michael?
Michael, yes, please. Higher self, if you could connect us to Archangel Michael now, please. If we could please speak to him now. Greetings, brother.
Hello?
Love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for speaking to us today. The higher self has asked for your aid in helping her heal. There is a heart circulatory issue that needs healing, and the higher self said that it went back to 3 generations. It was hereditary. If you can go back there, and she asked for your aid to heal when that is that began, so we can start the healing within her as well. Can you do that, Michael?
Yes.
Thank you. And then, Michael, I would like for you to double check one more time and make sure that there's no entity, no implant or reptilian consciousness, anything, any of that sort connected to this issue. Let me know what you find, Michael.
There's no implant.
Good. Anything else?
It's the thought of each generation thinking that their child is going to have a problem.
Is there DNA that needs to be healed?
Yes.
Do we have permission to heal it within her and heal it to her children that might still carry this so we can break that cycle?
Yes.
Good. Michael, can you start the process now with the higher self, please? Do you need Archangel Raphael to help with healing?
Yes.
Good. If we can call on Archangel Raphael. Michael, if you could connect us to Raphael now, please. Archangel Raphael. Can I speak to Archangel Raphael?
Yes.
Thank you, brother, for being here. I love you and honor you. If you could please assist with the healing of this thought form of their children carrying this hereditary circulatory heart issue. And then also go through and, with permission, heal the higher selves of her children that might think that they still carry it, so that they can no longer keep carrying it to their children, her grandchildren. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And as we do that, can I please speak back to Michael, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Michael, can you scan her body? She didn't really have too many issues. So I'm going to have you look at some parts of her body. She mentioned that she does have pain in her thumbs. Can you scan those areas and see what's causing the pain, please? Let me know what you find.
There's lots of inflammation.
What's causing the inflammation? What's the root to that?
Things are hardening.
What's hardening?
Tendons are hardening.
Okay. What's causing them to harden?
She needs to use her hands more.
Is there something that she could be doing to use her hands more?
She needs to speak more using her hands.
Okay.
There's blockage there.
And is this an energy entity? What kind of blockage?
Energy blockage.
Very good. Can we heal that from her now, please? Can we heal that energy? Are we doing that now?
Good.
Good, thank you. As we heal that energy blockage, can you scan her intestinal? She has ulcerative colitis there with her intestines. If you can scan and see what's causing that.
They're normal.
Good. She said that she was in remission. Has the root to the initial cause of that been healed?
Yes.
What was the root? Why did that create?
Anxiety.
Good.
Nervousness.
So she self-healed herself.
Yes, she did.
Good. Wonderful. Thank you. We'll just have Raphael fill in some love light there for her. Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. And as we're healing the thumbs again, have Raphael fill in love light there as well to the thumbs. And then we're healing still her heart as well as the generations that needed the healing there. Just let me know when that is complete, Michael. Okay. So then she had a couple other questions, but before we move on to the questions, I want to make sure that the body scan is completely done. So Michael, can we scan her body? Scan her body now thoroughly for any negative entities or reptilian consciousness. I want to make sure she doesn't have any. Tell me what you find.
There's nothing.
Good. Okay. Why is that? Why is it, the majority of people that come to me do have some kind of entity? Why does she not have any?
She doesn't allow them to attach.
Mm-hmm.
She recognizes them.
Mm-hmm.
At one time she did. as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But
Beautiful.
she's stronger.
Good. Okay, scanner for, if we could, with the higher self's permission, can we age regress her?
Yes.
How many years can we age regress her?
10.
Wonderful. Can we begin that process now, please? And with that, can we DNA reprogram her for her highest good, for her most organic self now? Can we do that?
Yes.
Good. Let's start the process as well now. Thank you. Michael, if you could please scan her chakras now for any misaligned or blocked chakras. How are her chakras looking?
Good.
They look good?
Uh-huh.
Do they need any light to them?
The crown.
Can we have Raphael fill in light there, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. And can you scan her auric field? How does it look? Does it have any tears or any repair needed to it?
Some repair on the right.
Can we heal that for her now, please? Thank you. Okay, and can you scan her, Michael, for any negative cords that need to be either transmuted or cut off? Tell me what you find.
She has a cord to her dad that needs cutting off and repairing.
Good. Michael, can you cut that off and then have Raphael start healing that, please?
Yeah.
With the higher self? Thank you. Any other negative cords?
Her mom.
To her mom?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can we go ahead and transmute, and should we cut that cord?
Yes.
Transmute and cut that cord, please, Michael, and then have, again, Raphael fill it in with love light. What were these cords causing her from her mother and father?
Feelings of worth. It damaged her self-worth. It damaged her confidence. But she's gone past that. She's getting past that.
Good. So just heal that for her. Thank you. And is there, if you could scan, I know you said that she had no entities, but let's scan just to be cautious for any negative implants, hooks, or portals. Scan now. Let me know if you find anything. Michael?
Okay.
Thank you.
Something in her right foot.
What's in her right foot?
It's tiny.
What is it?
It's the tip of a needle.
What is it, Michael?
It's to influence.
It's what?
To influence her. To influence her thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Very minute. Very, very small.
Mm. Is it an implant?
Yes. From a needle.
From a needle?
Yes.
What do you mean from a needle? Like, did someone insert a needle there?
Yes. We inserted a needle there
At what point?
recently.
Was this?
Acupuncture.
Oh, the acupuncture. Okay. How did this happen through acupuncture? How come they were allowed to insert an implant through an acupuncture?
She trusted him.
Was the person that was doing the acupuncture perhaps not the clearest channel? Is that what you mean? She trusted him?
No, there was an alternative. Something, but it wasn't done to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an accident.
It was an accident?
Yes.
So he didn't intentionally do it, correct?
He did not intentionally do it.
But did someone see an opportunity? Perhaps was he in a lower type of vibration and saw an opportunity?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can we start transmuting that implant out of her toe, please?
Yes.
Good. Do you need any Phoenix fire, Michael?
Yes.
Good. Focusing, which toe is it?
Right?
Good. Focusing Phoenix fire on the right toe now. Transmuting that implant there. Now that we're transmuting this implant, will it help her thoughts not be swayed or given negative polarized thoughts? Influenced?
She was able to not let it influence. At this point, it hadn't influenced, but it was meant to.
Good. Was she able to heart discern, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay, good. Transmute that. Very good. Okay. As we transmute that, Michael, just let me know once it's transmuted out. Michael, can you scan for any fragmented soul pieces that need to be regained to her, please? Is there any?
No.
Okay. And can we have Raphael and the higher self work in her heart now and expand it to the biggest it can be for her highest good now, please?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Michael, can you scan for any contracts that we can remove for her with the higher self permission?
Yes.
Let me know if you find any.
There are 3.
Where are they at? Where did you find them?
In her head.
The fragmented soul pieces? In her head? And when did this happen? This life or another?
1 in this life, 2 in another.
At what point in her life did the one happen? In this life?
She was 12.
What happened to her then?
Her dad killed her cat.
Her dad killed her cat? On purpose?
Yes.
In
front of her.
Mm-hmm. Can we help heal her from that trauma there and the fragmented soul piece and regain it back to her soul? And as well as the other 2 that you found, Michael, can you bring them back?
Yes.
Good. And if we can have the higher self and Raphael start making those fragmented soul pieces whole once more. Thank you. And help her heal that trauma there. Does it have any connection to the black cat she has now?
Slight connection.
What is the slight connection?
It's just a reminder of the love she felt for that cat.
Mm-hmm.
He's attached to her. It's just a reminder.
Okay. Any other messages on that black cat she wanted to know? If there's something interesting about it?
He was sent to her.
Why?
So attention could get focused on the cat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a grandchild that loves that cat. Some family healing.
Beautiful.
The cat has a purpose.
Mm-hmm. And that original cat that her father killed, does it need any healing?
Yes.
Was it able to cross over?
Yes. Immediately.
Good. Can we send the healing and love?
Yes.
Good, thank you. Okay. Michael, did you locate all the contracts that could be removed?
Yes.
Good. With the higher self permissions, can we go ahead and remove those now?
Yes.
Thank you. And Michael, can you scan for any trauma current? We found the one trauma from the cat, but any trauma from this life or past life that we can heal now for her, please?
Trauma from the loss of her son.
Mm-hmm. And that was her second born?
Yes.
Did this soul decide to reincarnate once more through her, or what did it do?
He hasn't reincarnated.
He hasn't.
No.
Mm-hmm. What was the purpose of her losing her son? Why did that have to happen?
It was for him. It was for his dad. There was a connection there that needed to be softened.
Mm-hmm.
He was fine. He crossed over fast, and he knew we loved him.
Mm-hmm. Is he ever going to come back into her family?
No.
Mm-hmm. Was this something that she agreed to help him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay. Michael, is the implant transmuted out of her toe?
Yes.
Good. How about the contracts? Did we remove those?
Yes.
Good. And let's see. Has all the healing been completed today?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Higher Self, for administrating such a beautiful healing today. I love you, honor you, and respect you. My love to everyone who waited. Thank you. Can I now please speak back to the Higher Self, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Higher Self, once more. She has a couple questions. Can I ask the questions now, please?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Now, she wanted to know, though we scanned her body already, but she wanted to make sure she doesn't have any health issues. Does she have any she needs to be concerned about?
No.
Good. And she says that she has a daughter who has serious health issues. And what can she do to help her with her healing of her mind as well and her body?
She needs hypnosis.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was getting that as well. Is she going to be able to get that help through the hypnosis she's about to see?
Yes. It's going to
Good.
be a long process.
Mm-hmm. Higher self, is there a way that we could talk to her higher self?
Yes.
Good. Higher self, if you could connect us now, higher self now, please. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for speaking to us. I love you, honor you, and respect you. May I ask you questions?
Yes.
Beautiful. Now, we are looking to see if there's anything that we can assist. You are her higher self. But is there anything that we could assist you with to help her to finally start healing?
Support.
Hmm.
She needs mental support. She needs talking to. She needs honesty.
Mm-hmm.
We need to break through the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot of blockages in her mind. She needs a lot of support, a lot of love.
Yes. Is there any healing that you would allow for us to help her with now?
Yes.
Good. Scan her body now. Please, higher self. Let us know what we can help her heal with.
She needs a lot of healing in her spine.
In her spine?
Yes, she needs to walk upright.
Mm-hmm. Can we heal that for her?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any type of entities that we can remove for her throughout her body?
There's several.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take more.
I know that they mentioned that she needs hypnosis. Do you mean just a regular hypnotherapist or hypnosis that she's going to? Or do you mean like a hypnosis that would have entity removal in it?
Entity removal.
Okay.
She needs more.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, what can we help her with today as far as entity removal?
Let her know through her mind that there's something attached to her.
Is there any reptilian consciousness or implants attached to her that is causing that to her mind?
There's several implants. One is in her brain.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a lot of help.
Would you allow for us to transmute any of those implants out for her?
Yes.
Tell me how many and where are they that you would allow for us to remove?
There's one on the right side of her brain, the top of her head,
Mm-hmm.
one in the neck area.
Can we use Phoenix Fire on it?
Yes.
Good. Archangel Michael, can we start transmuting both of those implants to higher self mention, please, brother? Let's go ahead and start transmuting those out so that we can hopefully aid her then. After that, the goal, the intent is to help her with her mind, as her higher self mentioned. Let's transmute both of those out. Anything else you would like to assist with healing her today? Higher self.
Base of her spine.
What's at the base of her spine?
Fluid, lots of fluid.
Can we have Raphael pull out the fluid?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. If Raphael, brother, if you could do that for us, please. And then if you could just ensure to continue this process too while she sleeps until it's complete, as the higher self allows.
Yes.
Thank you. What else can we heal? Is there anything else, higher self?
Feeling in her feet.
What's causing that?
Nerves. There's damage.
Can we heal the nerves there?
Yes.
Good. We can have Raphael and her higher self heal the nerves there as well. Anything else, higher self?
No, that's it. That's all.
And that's all that we can heal?
All we can heal today.
Good. And there is more within her, though, that she has to heal that herself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She has to learn. She has to.
Yes. Good. Thank you for allowing this. I think this would be very big for her.
Yes.
Thank you. Is there any message that you have for us? For her?
To know that she will be healed. The knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't anticipate bad things that'll happen. Don't put those thoughts in your head.
What advice do you have for her in regards to all the surgeries she keeps having?
There won't be any more surgeries. Some surgeries weren't necessary.
Mm-hmm.
To follow her heart, to know that she'll be healed. That's all it's going to take.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Are we done with her today? For today?
Yes.
Good. And again, just continue the healing as if it's needed while she sleeps. Thank you, higher self. Love you, honor you, and respect you. If I could speak back to Deanna's higher self now, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful healing. She just has a couple more questions here, okay? She says, is she in sync with her life path? What do you think of that? And any advice for her?
She's very much in sync. She's stepped off the path many times.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the path. She'll fulfill what she needs to do.
Can you tell her what her life purpose here is?
She has others that are watching her. She was chosen to come here so other people could learn. She also has a mission to share love. That's her main purpose, is love.
Yes. Thank you. It is needed. And then in regards to the dreams and visions she's had about the galactic history, would that be connected to the Council of 12 we spoke to?
Yes.
Any other messages? Go ahead.
She's being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
She's being prepared for this.
Yes. Thank you.
She needed it to be open. It was just gaining knowledge.
Mm-hmm. She wants to know, is there any significant past lives that she can use to the knowledge in this life?
She's had many past lives. Nothing significant that she hasn't already overcome. It's just stepping stones.
Mm-hmm. Anything she needs to do for that?
Stop worrying about it. Stop thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the future.
And live in the now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she says she feels an awakening or awareness in herself and this earth as a whole. How can she better serve this mission?
Speak about it more often. Don't just think these thoughts, express them.
Mm-hmm.
Share your feelings. She has the knowledge in her head. She has it all.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to share it. That goes back to the self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
She'll get past it.
Thank you. And she wanted to know if she could please get guidance from her guides and her angels. Anything that they would like for her to know.
She's given guidance all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She's given guidance in her dreams. There's nothing they want to share right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they've shared a lot already. It was very beautiful messages, not just for her, but humanity itself. Thank you. They were profound messages. Thank you.
Welcome.
At this point, we've performed the body scan. We've answered all her questions. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't asked? Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't asked?
No.
Okay. Thank you. This truly has been a phenomenal session. A humbled I am to have been able to be part of such a phenomenal, inspirational session that is needed not only for her, but for humanity and even I. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, honor you, and respect you. My love to Michael, Raphael, anyone else who assisted with the healing higher self. Thank you. May I bring her back now?
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You were amazing. How long do you think you were in there?
Maybe an hour?
It was about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you think you remember everything?
I remember some things.
What's the last thing you remember?
Brianna.
You do remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Good. That was cute. Do you remember the council?
I do.
Good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. So do you remember good portions of it?
Yes.
Good. And along the way, you're going to start forgetting a little bit, though. Or also, you can start remembering more.
I remember some healing, yeah.
Good.
I remember my toe.
Yeah. There you go. The toe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do a phenomenal job at keeping your body, healed and cleansed. So beautiful. That is beautiful. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Very good. And I felt you very deep in there. Very deep in there. Yeah. How did it feel when the information that was coming through you? How did that feel?
First, I was a little bit scared, but then, I don't know, something else just kind of took over. And I felt my mind once in a while, but I kept envisioning your hands going like this and bringing it back up, and I was able to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. So that was some pretty amazing information too. The council shared about, the reptilian beings.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with reptilians?
Very little. I don't.
Okay.
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah.
Online, but I've never really. No, I'm not really familiar. I
Oh,
guess
okay.
now I'll research.
Yes. Good. Well, we do share a lot of videos actually on AURA Hypnosis where they talk about reptilians.
I saw that. I saw some of that.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Yeah, the information that they shared there, and it was, it basically all matched what I've been getting, and you know, I have a very strong urgency to help people not go to those parts that they were talking about. Do you remember that part?
No.
No? Well, then I'll let you listen to that.
Okay.
So I won't ruin the parts you don't remember. Yes, and that Council of 12 was a very beautiful council. Do you remember some of the characters that were there?
I do remember.
Good. Do you remember that one that you didn't like too much?
Yeah, the one that had dark around him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you for those messages. I needed to hear them as well. Thank you. It's going to help out a lot. just like your higher self said.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. It really was such a beautiful honor to work with you. And that is all. Thank you. Love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you.
Love you too. Thank you.
My love to your daughter. Bye.
Okay. Bye.